November 3, 2013.
Oh my God, this is not good.
Winds of nearly 200 miles an hour hit the central Philippines, killing 6,300 people. Typhoon Haiyan, known locally as Yolanda, at the time was the strongest storm recorded in history.
My house is close to the beach, like 100 meters away. So I'm stayed there, but somebody told me, okay, you can transfer because this typhoon is really strong. It's really strong typhoon. Like, and Matt told me that's 7 meters, the waves is 7 meters high.
On the island of Malapascua, just north of Cebu, Jojo Mendoz and his family went to his mother-in-law's house for shelter, but they didn't stay long.
I saw the house like vibrating. So I told my family and some of my relatives to transfer to the other house. After 1 minute, the house is collapsed. So we find another house like 10 meters away. So then after like 20 minutes, that house that I stayed, the roof started broken again.
Jojo's house by the beach was completely destroyed. He finished building it only 3.5 months before. I spoke with Jojo this past April. Sitting in the middle of a busy dive resort surrounded by swinging palm trees, I couldn't tell the island had been flattened by a typhoon 5 years before. To visit Malapascua, you take a 30-minute ferry ride from the northern tip of Cebu. As you cross the turquoise waters, you see endless rows of boats with bamboo outriggers on each side. They're all anchored offshore, waiting for their next dive trip. 5,000 to 8,000 visitors come to Malapascua each month, depending on the time of year. The main attraction is the Thresher Sharks, and Jojo credits these magnificent creatures for the island's ability to rebound after Yolanda. From Currently Ocean News, this is Wavelengths, an ocean podcast. I'm your host, Betsy Brown.
This is the deep water. So the shark from the deep water can go up here for cleaning. You can see some small cleaners cleaning the body of the sharks.
It's 4:30 in the morning on a weekday. About 11 people are gathered around the office at Evolution Dive Resort, eager to go on what could become their most exciting dive to date.
Behind the line. So first clean station here, another clean station. In the top.
The dive masters wrap up their briefing, the gear is loaded onto the boats, and they speed away. The moon begins to sink into the sea, and about a half hour later, the divers come to a stop over an opaque patch of water.
Ready?
50 feet below them is a sunken island known as Moned Shoal. They gear up and begin their descent as bright colors illuminate the horizon. This dive is the main attraction for Malapascua. The Thresher Sharks come to Monad every morning to get cleaned by wrasse that eat away at the parasites on their skin. It's the only diving destination in the world where you can expect to see a Thresher Shark. When you include their long whip-like tails, these sharks can be up to 20 feet long. The tails are used to stun their prey. But at Monad, they only glide gently over divers as the wrasse munch away at their skin.
The Thresher Sharks, I think that's gifted because they give me a good job in the resort, and some people, that's a big help, the people here.
Jojo says the Thresher Sharks are what allowed the islanders to rebuild after the typhoon.
For example, evolution, they have some helps from the other country, and they help the people here.
Most of the resorts around Malapascua, including Evolution, were back in operation only a month after Typhoon Yolanda, giving guides like Jojo a source of income to help other family members recover from the storm. The people of Malapascua and the government made the connection. Since the aftermath of Yolanda, they've been doing more to protect the Thresher Sharks.
Before, there are many people doing fishing with the big fish. Sometimes they're called Thresher Sharks or sharks, mantari. But I think after Yolanda, since they have some people from the other country, some of the divers, doing research to the monad for the Thresher Sharks, then after that, they go with the barangays, and somebody told to the people, so this is endangered fishes, so we need to protect this.
Catching a thresher is now punishable by jail time. That fear factor and a greater awareness of the shark's value to the people is helping the population thrive.
When I go diving, almost I see sharks. Just like twice a year I didn't see sharks. 6 years ago, you can see sharks like twice a week.
Travelers have caught on too. Tourism on Malapascua went up 15 to 20% during the 3 years after Yolanda, and it's still on an upswing. For an island whose main sources of revenue are fishing and tourism, that's a great help to the population. But how do you keep such an asset from causing its own ruin? During the week I was on Malapascua, another island in the Philippines, Boracay, was closed to tourists. President Duterte said the beaches there had become a cesspool because of the poor treatment of sewage and trash at the resort destination. The closure is expected to last until October 26th. Thailand made a similar move with its famous Maya Beach in June. Their Department of Natural Parks saying the marine environment needed a 4-month period to recover from, quote, over-tourism. That's now been extended indefinitely.
It's funny, isn't it? The prestige that comes with a popular destination that then tends to be the downfall of that destination.
Next time on Wavelengths, what's being done on Malapascua to keep a tourism shutdown from being warranted?
There are operators who are very aware of the impacts of that short-term gain and the potential for the economics of their business, but also the potential for the damage to their business in the long run.
And what can we do as tourists to protect the destinations we love? Wavelengths is a production of Currently Ocean News, produced and hosted by me, Betsy Brown. Our theme music is by Sean Kisch. Special thanks to the staff at Evolution Dive Resort for letting me ride along on the Thresher Shark dive and for sharing your memories and stories about Typhoon Yolanda.